Yes, children, we will carry on the chapter. That as I told you that when the winter season have started and the snow falling came with the frost, then the uh, swallow have decided to bid goodbye to the prince, and she has decided at last she was going to die. And prince asked him if he was going to Egypt. But he told the prince that it was not Egypt. He are going to death in the house of death. And he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at the feet. At last, he kissed the prince and fell down dead in the feet of the prince. When the swallow died, at that moment a curious crack sounded inside the statue. In the statue, a crack sound became come, and if something has broken. It was the sound that something had been broken. The fact is that the leaden heart and the snapped right in two. It was the symbol that the leaden heart of the prince was also broken. It certainly was a dreadful hard frost. Early in the morning, now early in the morning, the mayor was walking in the square below in the company with the town councillor. In the morning, early in the morning, the mayor of the city came with the town councillors to visit the city. As they passed the column, when they passed from the column, he looked up at the statue, and they looked up at the statue. Dear me, how savvy the happy prince looks. He addressed the councillors that the mayor addressed the councillors that the happy prince was looking shabby. How shabby indeed! The other flatterers, the flatterer councillors repeated it. Savvy, sir, indeed. Vastama, it is very savvy. Who always agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. Now Ravi has fallen out of the sword. कह रहे हैं इसकी जो मूठ है तलवार की वो भी चली गई. His eyes are gone. इसकी आंखें भी चली गई. And he is golden no longer. Now no longer he is golden, said the mayor. In fact, he is a little better than a beggar. Now it is looking. Now the happy prince was looking just like a beggar, than a beggar. Little better than a beggar. The other councillors repeated him. They supported him, his words, and said that little beggar. The prince was looking just like a beggar. And here is actually a dead bird at his feet, and there is also a dead bird on his feet. अब उसके पैरों पे एक मरी हुई चिड़िया भी पड़ी हुई है. Continued the mayor, we must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed in die here. कह रहे हमें तो एक यहाँ पर नोटिस बोर्ड लगा देना चाहिए कि जो बर्ड्स का जो है यहाँ मरना मना है. Birds can't die here. And the town clerk and the PA, the town clerk made a note the suggestion. At once he noted that this type of signboard will be needed here, that the birds are not allowed to die here. This is the reality. Now the story, children, now the story came to the present world. After the death of the death of the swallow, and after the breaking of the leaden heart of the prince, at once the story came to the present system. The present time, what was the present system, what the present condition of the town, and the mayor and the councillors has visited the place, and now they were talking about the pitiable condition of the prince. So they pulled down the statue. So on the order of the mayor, the statue was pulled down. As he is no longer beautiful, he is no longer useful, because now he become useless, said the art professor at the university. Who was the art professor of the university? He at once said that the statue was no useless now. Then they melted the statue in a furnace. Now they melted the statue in a furnace. Furnace कहते हैं बेटा भट्टी को. What a strange thing, said the overseer. Who was the overseer of the workmen at the foundry? This broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. What is the thing? What is the strange thing that the leaden heart was not melting in the furnace? सब कुछ गल गया, लेकिन इस भट्टी में जो leaden heart है वो नहीं गला. We must throw it away. इसलिए हमें इसको उठाकर बाहर फेंक देना चाहिए. So they threw it in the dust heap. उन्होंने इसको डस्टबिन में फेंक दिया. Where the dead swallow was also lying. Where the dead swallow was also lying in the dust. कूड़े के ढेर में दोनों चीजें फेंक दी गई. The laden heart of the prince and the dead body of the swallow. Now it was the reality. Now the story has been divided in three parts. First, the story is related to the prince and the swallow, and after the death of the prince and the swallow, the story came to the present world. In the present world, in the earth, and when they have melted the statue of the prince, and they threw away the dead body and the broken laden heart of the prince into the garbage. Now the story at once bring to the heaven. Now what the God is saying: bring me the two most precious things in the city. At once said God to one of his angels. Now God ordered one of his angels that you have to go at this time and bring me most precious things of the city. इस शहर की जो सबसे precious, सबसे कीमती जो चीज़ें हैं उन्हें यहाँ लेकर आओ. And the angel brought him the laden heart and the dead word. At once the angel goes to the city and they returned with the laden heart of the prince and the dead body of the word swallow. You are rightly chosen. At once the God said them that you have rightly chosen these things. Said God, for in my garden of the paradise, so in my garden of the paradise, स्वर्ग के बगीचे में, the little bird shall sing forever. ये छोटी चिड़िया ये हमेशा गाएगी. Ever more than in my city, और मेरे शहर में, of the gold, the happy prince shall praise me. And this happy prince will always be praised by me, and I will always praise this happy prince in my city of paradise. So it is the end of the story, and how we came to know that the prince, at last the prince and the swallow were both gifted by the God. So children, by this story the writer wants to express us that on this earth, the present time, our moral values are not valuable for the world, but if we are good, if we have the good moral sense in our character, and we have the sense of pity, we have the sense of kindness to the others, and we are feeling the sorrows of the others, and we are ready to share the sorrows of the others, and always we are ready to help the others. And at last I will tell you that religion is after, humanity is first. मानवता पहले है, धर्म बाद में है. मानवता, ह्यूमैनिटी से बड़ा कोई रिलीजन नहीं है वर्ल्ड में. बिकॉज ऑस्कर वाइल्ड also seen this fact in this story, and very valuably we have come to know that what was the